Welcome to the new episode of Windshield Horizons. Today's episode is all about trip planning. I'll be sharing what I do for trip planning, and Chad will be sharing what he does for trip planning. Two very different areas that we take care of, and you'll get to see behind the scenes of both of those. Let's talk trip planning. I love to travel, obviously, and just as much as I love traveling, I also love planning the trips. So I'm going to talk through a couple of the different resources that I like to use. I like a mix of actual books, and then obviously I have lots of digital resources that I use as well. So I'll start with books. We love national parks. So one of the things that I always think about when we're traveling is if there's going to be any national park sites that we can check out. One book that I love is the National Geographic 10 Best of Everything National Parks, and it's just lots of different top 10 lists about different parks and different activities that you can find in the parks. National Park Passport Book is one of my favorite things to use when we travel. We have gone to so many different sites and different things that I think we probably wouldn't have done normally, but we do them because of this book. So if you're not familiar with the Passport Book, you can buy it in any national park site. The pages are color-coded by region, and there are spaces to get stamps when you go to those locations. And there's a date so that you can keep track of when you went to them. So obviously the Southeast region is pretty full for us, so much so that I had to modify my passport book and add some additional pages in there. And one thing that I'm really excited about for this upcoming road trip is that it is in the Southwest region, and all of my pages for the Southwest region are blank. We've never gotten a stamp in that area before, so I'm really looking forward to that. I'm also a member of the National Park Travel Club, which is for the passport books, and there's a database. So I can check that database for any areas that we're going to see if there's any national park sites that would have stamps that I might not know about for any other reason. So that's another thing that I check. The other books that I like to use are the 1000 Places to See in the US and Canada Before You Die, because we really like off the beaten path kind of things. And so it's organized by region. And then you can just scroll through and see what's in here. So I know that we're going to Hot Springs, Arkansas. And so there's a whole little section about Hot Springs to read and kind of make some plans for. There's a barbecue recommendation, all different historic things, parks. Here's a world championship duck calling contest. So you never know what you're going to find. So that's another reason that I like this book. Probably my very favorite book to use was a gift from my sister and brother-in-law, and it's the Atlas Obscura. And I love this edition because it has like this plasticky crinkle book jacket on it, so it really feels like an old library book. So it's just Hidden Wonders. And again, it's organized by region, it's organized by state. You can kind of jot down and keep track. So again, here's the Southeast region. And then right back here, there is something on our list for this upcoming trip that was in Atlas Obscura. They also have a map guide through Apple Maps that lists lots of things. And we have found some things to do that way as well. So those are the books that I love to use when planning. So once I know what area we're going to go to, I start thinking about how we're going to organize that. So I have a notebook. I love paper, pencil still, and digital. So I just have a travel notebook. And what I start doing when I'm researching and looking through my books, when I start researching different websites, is I'll just start a list of things that we would like to do. So like this is from an Ohio road trip that we did a couple of years ago when we've gone to visit in California. There's a list of the California things that we were thinking about doing. So for our road trip that we're getting ready to take for the eclipse, I just started jotting down the distances between different cities, the cities that we wanted to check out, and then I will start adding in and thinking about different places that I found in books, and then I'll start looking online. And then once I have all of that together, I make a map guide. This really helps us organize our travel, the different places we're going to go. So in Apple, I use Apple Maps. There we go. In Apple Maps, I just start listing and adding in all the places that we want to go. And you can see it kind of makes this route for you. So I can look big picture at the area that we're going to and see all the places that I've marked that I want us to check out. And I've been doing that for all the trips that we've taken for the past couple of years. And I really feel like that's helped us organize and make sure that we're getting to check out as many things as we want to. We did a New England trip this past summer. So as I started reading and researching, I just started adding all those things onto our map. And whatever area we were in, I could just pull it up, see what was around there that we wanted to check out, and it helped keep us on track. I also have one of those for campgrounds that we want to check out. If I hear about something that we want to look at in our travels, I'll put it in a to-do list in a map guide. And then if we're going to that area, I can pull that up, add it to that current trip's map guide, and we're ready to navigate and see all the things that we can see and all the things that we can add in. Another kind of trick that I try is I have lots of different notepads that are weekly planners. And so sometimes I'll just get out one of those and just kind of start jotting down what we're going to do for those different days, if we have reservations, anything to keep track of. Because sometimes if you're navigating from your phone, I have just found that it's easier if you have your agenda on just a piece of paper that you can have with you. So like I said, I like to do a mesh of digital and paper resources. And so far that's working out for us. So we've seen how I plan. Now let's check out how Chad plans for a trip. So most of Chad's prep is spent on interior of Opel, mechanics things, cabinetry upgrades, flooring, and in the middle of trips, and when he's working on stuff, she's not real cute in here. So let's check in and see what Chad is working on today. I noticed there's a whole gob of wires hanging out of the wall. Yeah. The control panel is taken apart. But I do notice some difference in the cabinets.
So as she said, Opel's not really pretty when it's between trips. Part of having a almost 50-year-old motorhome is that it's constant upgrades, upkeep. I mean, it's all that sort of thing that, to make it nice. I mean, it is 50 years old, most houses are not 50-year-olds and all original. So we've done a lot of upgrades, but there always is more stuff to do. We just got done refinishing these cabinets. Just the kind of did an upgrade on the facial frontal look. Did these down here. These will be next, and I've got more back there. I'm also going to refinish a couple of things here. Some water damage from previous owner. And as if all the cosmetic stuff isn't enough, we've kind of down on the heart, working on the heart of her. It's tune-up time. So we got the floor out of her. We were putting new plugs, cap and rotor, just kind of just normal maintenance things.
I love how you say we.
We as in me. So these are the type of things that, as a mechanic, I don't, when we are on vacation or on a trip, I don't want to be working on it. So I'm going to try my best to get everything I can think of taken care of before we go on a trip. For this trip to Mineola for the Eclipse, it's a GMC MI Rally. So I really want it to look as good as it can, even though it is 48 years old. So just all little checks and getting everything going, checking off the stuff. This is my go bag, as I say. So it has a good assortment of lots of tools, whether it be wiring, lubrication, hammer when stuff just don't go right, glue. I mean, there is literally everything you could think of in here, as well as a socket set and all the other things. Also have a whole crate full of extra parts. So we have, you know, extra distributor, extra, just all the stuff, anything that could happen that if I can't get to a parts house that would have everything. So it's just a lot of Motorhome Mondays. I think you may have seen that on Instagram. I'm off on Mondays, so that's what I do on Monday is work on the motorhome usually, especially between trips. So you know, owning something older is a wonderful thing, but it, you know, it takes a little work to keep it going, and we know that. So we're just doing our best to kind of be a good steward of Opel. So
We saw Chad's Go Bag, and this is Mandys Go Bag. Inside, I have all the things I'm going to need for the road trip. I have my iPad. I have a notebook. I have 3 books for this trip. We might turn that into 4. I'm not sure. I have glasses. Sunglasses will go in here. I love to get pressed pennies when we travel, so this always has quarters, dollar bills, and pennies in it for the press penny machines. In the side, I have lotion, chapstick, hand sanitizer. The other side has a pouch for my phone charger. And this case is, I love to send postcards to people that we know while we travel. So this is my postcard kit, and it also has pens, pencils, sticky notes, addresses of people that we send postcards to, and postcard stamps.
it's snack time.
You really can't have a road trip without snacks. We've done some meal planning and thought about where we're going to eat while we're gone, but we still have to have snacks for the road trip. So we're going into the grocery store to pick out some of our favorite road trip snacks.
Try and make it a little easier.
It has these grooves on it. So I looked all over it, and it says that you lift the pop open feature, and you push it in. So it'll make the opening bigger, which will be good. So I won't hear you going. Try. Fogo. Biscoff and vanilla. Chad had some pretzels, so he's trying to figure out if these are the ones that he likes or not. He thinks, at first he said they were little pretzels, but now he thinks maybe they were twisted pretzels. So, twisted. He has confirmation that it is the twisted pretzels. You want both?
Get it. The big one.
This one.
That should be big.
And then what flavor? Are you good with grape or do you want strawberry too?
But you can see it. step closer.